Hi, Rob here from Club Kelburn. Beginning of the season, for most people, we thought we'd do a squash tip on what to look for in a squash racket because people are looking for new rackets, new technology coming out. Essentially, when you're looking to buy a squash racket, most of the weights these days are around about 140 to 150. They can go as low as 115 for this the head cyano, and they can go up to sort of 160, but most of them about 140, 145, and I think that's a good weight for most people, especially if you're a sort of a D, F grade or a beginner. I don't suggest you go too light because it's a bit like a hammer. If you take all the weight out of the hammer, you've got to be a really good tradesman to get that nail in. And same with a squash racket. If you haven't got some, if you're not a reasonable grade, you're really not going to be able to drive that ball properly if you can't, if you haven't got a bit of weight in the racket. The other thing, the heavier the bigger the head, the more power you get. So the head sizes do vary a bit. So the bigger the head, the more string area, the more power you get. Some of them, most of them these days have this open throat design that comes down here. Some of them have a triangle through here. The triangle tends to, I think, give it a bit more strength through the throat and maybe a bit more stiffness, or a little bit easier that it won't sort of move around in your hand too much. But generally they've all gone to this sort of size, this sort of design through here. If you have a look at the racket this way, you'll find sometimes they're fat, they can be fatter or skinnier through here. If they're chunkier through there, they're a bit more forgiving. If they are thinner through there, you can get more control with the racket. The other thing is the stiffness of the frame. The stiffer they are, the more control you get. If they've got a little bit of give in them, you might get a bit more, you don't get quite as much control, but they might be easier on your elbow. So generally, I think the Heads and the Wilsons are very stiff rackets. The Princes, the Black Knights, the Dunlops tend to have a little bit more give in the frame, which is a little bit easier on the arm and a little more forgiving on people's swings. So that's an overview of what you're to look for in a racket. By all means, give us a ring if you'd like some information on that. Thanks very much.